As you heard, this week, Parliament was rocked by allegations from MPs against MPs of personal misconduct. In public now, there's lots of talk about harassment on the Hill. But the issue is actually being dealt with in private by something called the Board of Internal Economy. It's secretive, sometimes controversial, and it deserves a deeper look.
These two members of Parliament have been accused of serious personal misconduct by members of Parliament from another party.
The accusations are murky, but they hit the Hill like a bolt from the blue.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
And the reaction was swift.
The action must be fair but decisive.
Two Liberal MPs suspended, and while they express confidence they'll be cleared, Ottawa has been thrust into a conversation about harassment.
We're talking about power relationships and people abusing power. This is a place that's all about power.
And the issue is now heading to a place where power meets secrecy. The Board of Internal Economy. Its members are from the NDP, Liberals and Conservatives. Their job? Keeping the business of the House in order. Rob Walsh saw it from the inside. He was legal counsel for the board until 2012.
It is responsible for the financial and administrative affairs of the House of Commons.
Everything from deciding the rules for how MPs can use their office budgets to ruling on specific cases in some situations.
CBC's Katie O'Malley follows it from the outside, which can be a challenge.
I'm using vague language because we don't really know a lot of what goes on because all of those meetings are secret. They put out minutes, but they're not terribly informative.
In an open democracy, that stands out.
It'll be discussed at the Board of Internal Economy.
When the board meets, isn't advertised.
Well, whenever the next meeting is.
When is the next meeting? Is that a secret too? Everything's a secret. Is that a secret? Society.
Exactly what goes on behind that door stays behind that door.
Will you be letting us in?
According to some, that secrecy shields MPs from scrutiny.
Very secretive, rife with conflicts of interest, and unaccountable.
But there is an argument that in the glare of the public eye, Parliament's nitty-gritty would get lost in down and dirty partisanship.
We will not sit by.
I don't want to say dirty laundry. That kind of suggests something nefarious. But it's just that you can't usefully discuss the business of members without inevitably getting into a larger debate in the public realm, which really just is time-consuming and wasteful. If they meet in camera, that is, say, behind closed doors, the politics of the chamber will be left outside the room.
The NDP disagrees. This summer, the board deemed flyers it sent out with taxpayer money partisan.
They should be paying the monies back.
It also ruled the party charged the House for operating offices that were again doing partisan business. The NDP argues it was simply outnumbered.
This committee is partisan.
Extremely partisan, conservative-dominated Board of Internal Economy is a kangaroo court.
Thanks to secrecy, it's their word against the board's.
You're getting into the weeds here.
We don't know. We have absolutely no way of knowing what went on behind those closed doors, what evidence they saw, what the discussion turned out to be. We really just have to base it on what comes out of it.
So it strikes some as odd that the Board of Internal Economy is taking on these latest accusations.
This matter is not within the jurisdiction of the board, in my view.
Well, it's really unclear whether or not the Board of Internal Economy is the proper structure to deal with it, and I'm putting that in as diplomatic language as possible because it's pretty clear to me that it's not.
But to critics, it's perfect if the accusers want anonymity and the parties want scandal minimized.
If you were going to find a deeper, darker, less transparent place for anything to be investigated, you couldn't do better anywhere on this planet than to go to the Board of Internal Economy.